Assalamu alaikum. It is me again. I'm your sister Naomi, and I have another little rant. I have I'm just trying to, in my own way, use my voice and advocate for myself and for others who may be thinking like me that um, Muslims are not a monolith. We're not a monolith. We are we are not one solid unit with the same opinions, going in the same direction, having the same beliefs as far as outside of our religion. We are not all Democrats, Republicans, independent, political at all. We are not a monolith. There we have, according to the internet, 4.4 million Muslims in the USA. That is 1.34% of the population in the United States is Muslim. Okay, and of the largest of the states that have the largest population, I have ties to, I'm going to say four. Illinois, I'm from Chicago. Michigan, I've lived there. I still kind of do. California, I live there. And Philadelphia, my aunt is there. I have a girlfriend there. So I've kind of been around other communities of Muslims. Of those 4.45 million Muslims that are in America, 20% are Black. That's 2 million. That's like 20% are Black. Okay? According to the New York Times, African Americans are the largest groups of converts. And right after them are whites. So 34% of the converts are African American and whites. And let's not forget the African American community of Muslims that are born Muslims, especially in the East Coast, that have generations. So you have you have a large community of African Americans who are not converts. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying there's a difference. I'm a convert myself. But there are deep ties, deep roots in Islam in the African American community. Then you have the Hispanics of converts. The largest groups of all the Latinos are the Mexican and the Puerto Ricans, according to a Pew Research. And those of us that are converts, we make only about 0.5%. So we're not a monolith. We are coming born Muslim, converted to Islam. We're coming first generation, second generation, just fresh Shahada, okay? And I just named just a few groups: the African Americans, Mexican, Puerto Ricans, some whites. I'm not even talking about Eastern Europeans. I'm not talking about Asians. There's so many. We're not a monolith. You look at the United States of America and how diverse it is, even in our dialects. How I talk being from Chicago versus, and I say pop, and you go somewhere else and they say soda. We're so diverse. Okay, we share English. There's a lot of things that we share. However, we are diverse. And so the same is to be said. If that's to be true just as individuals in America, definitely, then that applies as being a Muslim. You'll stop being an individual because you are now a Muslim. Okay? And so after the 1960s, there was an increase in immigrants coming from Muslim majority countries, alhamdulillah, in the 1960s. And so my thing is, we don't have a pope. We don't have people that officially speak for Muslims in that type of way. But if we did, if there had to be a group or a people that spoke on behalf of American Muslims, in my opinion, it needs to be African Americans. It needs to be the African American community who speak to and about the issues in this country, okay? Not the immigrant community, The immigrant community, I don't care if you're first generation born here or second generation born here, I don't think you should be speaking on behalf of the Muslim community. Yes, speak on behalf of your background. For example, even me myself, I'm a Puerto Rican. If there is an issue, I think that no problem speaking on Puerto Rico, okay, Puerto Rico statehood, whatever, but not in the name of Islam. And I'm even being generous because as a Puerto Rican, my people have been citizens of this country since 1917. Okay, since 1917, and kind of similar, but in a different way to the African American community, the descendants of slavery. We have descendants of slavery, of which I am, of the African diaspora in Puerto Rico. But similar to that, there was an imposition. The African Americans, the ancestors that were brought here in bondage, they didn't have a choice. Similar to when the United States took over and colonized Puerto Rico, we didn't have a choice. There was an imposition. So, as far as my people and Puerto Ricans, we have fought in every war. Okay, I have ancestors that were drafted into World War One, World War Two, Vietnam. I have family members to this day. I have younger cousins that are to this day active members of our military. And so, even myself, having over 100 years of lineage in this country, I'm still saying African Americans need to be the one to speak to our issues, and the issues need to be about here. I don't think anyone has the right, I don't think anyone should be talking about what we need to be doing as Americans in this country if your people haven't been here for at least 100 years. And you're not included. Not you. You need to go, you need to go back. Okay? If you do not have American citizenship, if you don't have blood, sweat, and tears into these wars, into all the drama that's been going on into this country, okay, then you need to keep it cute. You need to definitely advocate for yourself, but you do not hijack the identity of Muslim Americans and now say, go to the side with the local, push us to the side with our local and our state and our nation concerns and say, foreign policies and foreign issues now need to take priority for your common folk, for your common person. And I'm saying this because just as a regular person in Islam, I'm starting to hear too much of this going on in Jumas, in talks, in the masjid. I just think it's kind of inappropriate. I kind of think it's kind of inappropriate. We have so many other concerns that we need to be worried about. So when it comes to people being upset and not what's going on with the citizenship, for example, or immigration status, or if you were not a citizen and you gave birth to a child here, I'm kind of seeing that as a litmus test. I'm kind of looking at Muslims a little strange, like, why are you tripping? Aren't you here legally? Why are you tripping? As Muslims, we're supposed to obey the law of the lands. Why are you tripping? How dare you just demand and be like, just because you were born here, I'm an American, I was born here. You're not, but your father wasn't, your grandfather wasn't, your great-grandfather wasn't, your great-grandfather wasn't. I'm sorry. Just like we can't go to your country and do that, please stop doing that. At least not in the name of Islam. At least not, continue. Just stop doing it in the name of Islam. And please, I know I'm a unicorn. I'm by myself. I understand. There's a sister out there. So I'm not totally by myself, okay? But I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I'm a mother. I have children. I have grandchildren. I'm not going to say I don't care, but there are things that are going on right here. Let me tell you, like I said in the other one, I was raised in a foster care system. Okay, we need to fix our community. We need to bring families back together of all cultures. Okay, I had a father who did 15 years in prison. Okay, I have people in my family. We have nowhere else to go. We don't have anywhere else to go. Okay, so a lot of this entitlement, this attitude of insisting that America give you these rights and give you this priority or whatever while holding ties to another country. Okay, holding ties to another country, you just kind of got here. I think it's inappropriate, and I think we need to get some humility as Muslims. I really do. And the last thing that I'm gonna say that kind of speaks to kind of like what really upset me is I'm looking at the masjids. Okay, I'm not judging anybody, but we have these masjids, and they're building these big old communities. Okay, and I'm not knocking the foreigners or the immigrants or anything like that. SubhanAllah, of course not. But I'm looking and I'm saying, surely you have this huge community with a basketball court, and you got coffee houses, and you guys got this, state of the art. Surely you've eradicated poverty in your community. Surely, surely, because we can't do that in your country. We could not do that in your country. So, subhanAllah, like, alhamdulillah, welcome to America. Make yourself comfortable if you're here legally, but please stop complaining and stop trying to rally the troops and try to tell all the Muslims we are under attack. Okay? There is Islamophobia. There's racism. No, it's not. Because again, I'm looking at it as a litmus test. If you're here legit and you came here for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because there's other majority countries that you could have went to, but you came here to make that money, to make paper. And now it feels like the desires and the visions of other communities is now silencing and even making those of us that are here, that are indigenous, that have been here forever, feeling like, oh my gosh, like, are there is what's going on overseas, is what's going on somewhere else more important than the safety of my children, than the cost of living here, than the struggles that we have here? And I'm gonna say, no, it's not. It's not. So please, once again, I'm gonna say it like I said it in my previous video. Please forgive me if I said anything to offend you. If you're offended, that's not my intention. Stop speaking in the name of Islam. I feel like when the Jewish community was saying that, like, not in my name. I kind of feel like that. Like, not in my name. Complain, do all that, but say it in the name of a Pakistan, or say it like that. Don't say Muslims. Because it's not. It's not. This is not. Islam is not under attack. Nor should American Muslims feel like we need to ignore the obvious things that are going on within our homes and outside our doors and in the classrooms of our children and in the workspaces. We need to be more concerned with other people's 13 genders and plurals. No, we don't. Get your priorities together, okay? And once again, it's maybe an unpopular belief, but the ones that need to be leading this, the lions of the communities, need to be the African American communities. So to whoever likes and whoever doesn't, those are the ones that are the experts in how to make it in this country, okay? They are the experts, not people who just got here, just got some papers, okay? And then I'm sorry for my rant. I hate when I hear people say, oh, so and so, they came here, my grandparent came here, and all they had was $2 and they made it. You're a liar. They may have had $2 in their pocket, but they had an uncle or a bubba or somebody helping them. Okay? I can't stand, because I'm gonna tell you something else. I done lived in 2 projects and I never saw foreigners in them. I lived in the projects. I lived in the projects in Chicago on Roosevelt and Racing in the 90s. And then I lived in, it's called the Diversity Projects on Clybourne and Diversity in Chicago. Nah, I didn't see. So when the foreigners come here, not knocking y'all, you guys go to like Orange County and Irvine. Y'all not going to the hood. You're not going to the hood. So you guys have a different experience than those of us who have been here. So please be humble and keep your political issues and concerns political, and please do not make it about religion, and please do not send these undertones that make those of us who are not really concerned like that feel guilty as if, oh, so you don't care about what's going on with our people. It's not that we don't care. It's about a priority. We are here. We are here. Okay? So if you gotten to this point, thank you so much for listening. And once again, please let me know, am I alone? Am I alone in thinking like this? Okay? All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.